Okay, I've seen some version of this comment on here, and I think it's done in good faith. I don't think this person's being mean or evil or whatever, but they're wrong. And in this case, right, Valve has a ton of money. They don't have to update Counter-Strike ever again in their lifetime, and every single employee could be getting paid what they're paid to the end of time. The company's highly successful. This is not about money. And it's really easy. And the only reason why I want to clarify this is it's really easy to blame the wrong issues or talk about these issues in the wrong way, right? So like Destin from IGN, who just decided to rail on this and really kind of, when he couldn't find anyone to agree with, he decided to attack a poor, really small indie dev to prove his point because he couldn't prove his point on this. He couldn't win his valid point, so he attacked somebody he could punch who couldn't punch him back, which is why that was such a disgusting thing he did with the whole Baldur's Gate thing. But not to get sidetracked, but just to give you context of why this drives me nuts. A game has to ship. You want it to ship. It has to ship at some point. And is it going to be perfect? It is never going to be perfect. There is no perfect game. Again, like for the Destin IGN thing, he tried to say that Baldur's Gate was perfect, and it released a 0-day patch and did a bunch of patches after that, and it's really, people realize, oh wait, the end game's really kind of buggy and not finished. Yeah, because every game has to ship at some point, unless you are making like the smallest, most perfect little thing, which is actually why I often like little indie games like that, like Gone Home or A Short Hike. Like those are so self-contained and so small that they're near perfect. Because they're near perfect because the scale and the scope of what they're trying to do is so small. But the minute you want to do a game that is out to a wide audience, you are going to ship with bugs and you're going to ship with issues. Some of them you're going to know about, some of them you're not. But you actually, like in our case of the Anacrusis, I thought wanted to ship as soon as we could so we could start getting that feedback because we were going to make changes, fundamental changes to the game based on that feedback. And that's the world we live in now, where devs do listen. Devs do soak in that feedback. And even if they're not listening, they're looking at statistics. They're looking at stats of what's either causing bugs or what people are dropping out of, what they're not engaging with. And then they're analyzing that and they're looking at that. That's why there's so many data analysts being hired by game companies. So this isn't just about money. That is a really simplified way to talk about this that diminishes the real problems or real challenges here. But the real challenge always is going to be is you have to ship. I remember with Dota 2, it was going on forever in beta, right? And I was one of the people arguing internally that I'm like, unless we put a ship date, it's never going to ship. Because you have to put a ship date. You have to put at some point, you have to put that you have to make these hard decisions. You have to be sitting there going, oh God, really, we're going to ship at that? Okay, it's going to be okay, right? And then you're going to fix it. But like you just have to do that. And that is the way of making games for anything bigger than those really small, tiny little nuggets, which again, I think is why I think the indie community and the indie game scene lives so well and does so well, because you do find one of those, it's like such a joy, it's such a beautiful little experience. But it just doesn't scale. And so that's why we get here. And it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money, and then we're going to do the thing where we talk about, oh my God, it's the board of directors, oh my God, it's the stockholders. Like no, it's give respect that game devs are human beings who are making decisions, and sometimes they have to make really hard decisions because the best decision they could do is get the game out there and start getting more feedback, right? When you don't allow that to be part of the reason why this happens, you are diminishing what is being made. You are diminishing that these are craftspeople, that they're artists, that they care about what they're making and they want to make the best possible thing, where they also are making a public thing which will be played and consumed by people. Okay? So this is not the issue with Counter-Strike 2 at all, that, oh my God, Valve's running out of money, we got to ship Counter-Strike 2. That ain't happening.